say about number 4? You gonna finish number 4?
Testing. All right. There we go. Good evening. I want to call the Ways and Means Committee meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, February the 17th, 2026. It's approximately 5:21 p.m. Tonight, we have Councilmember Mays and Councilmember Holcomb present on the committee, and Councilmember Locke and Councilmember Frazier in attendance as well. We have 2 resolutions tonight concerning funds transferring from one line item to another. We have a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to reallocate funds within the legal department. This is from our city attorney's office concerning litigation costs. This is coming from within her department. The total is $4,500. And do we have any discussion?
No discussion, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Council member? No. Okay. Can we get a motion?
I move we send it to the full council to do pass.
And okay, we have a motion and a second to send this resolution from the city attorney's office to the full council with a due pass. The second piece that we have is actually not currently on the agenda, but we do have it in front of us. It's a resolution authorizing the street department to purchase an insulated aerial utility truck for street lighting, signal work, right-of-way operations, and related work. This truck is, thank you. This truck, the total is $225,000. It is coming from, I guess it's VersaLift. We have an invoice that is attached. These funds are coming from carryover funds within the street department. So these are coming from within the street department. It is coming from their carryover funds. Do we have any discussion concerning this item?
No, sir, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Councilman.
I move we send it to the full council with a due pass.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to send a resolution authorizing the street department to purchase an insulated aerial utility truck for street lighting, signal work, right-of-way operations, and related work. I'm going to send this to the full council. Did we do the vote? We voted. Okay.
We had vote.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes. He will probably assign it once we get to.
This will be number 14 if added to the agenda.
Okay. All righty. Do we have any other business for Ways and Means?
No further business, Mr. Chair. I move we adjourn.
Get a second.
Second.
All right. Ways and Means is adjourned.
Ordinance and resolutions. Number 1 be completed on tonight. Number 2 be completed on tonight. Number 3 be completed on tonight. Number 4 be completed on tonight. Number 1 through 4 are all ordinances. They will be completed on tonight. 5, 6, agenda items number 5 through 13 are all resolutions. They will be completed on tonight. All of you should have before you a resolution authorizing the street department to purchase an insulated aerial utility truck for the street lighting, signal work, right-of-way operations, and related work. If added to the agenda, this would be agenda item number 14. Do we have any questions for ordinance and resolutions?
Oh, no questions.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
So moved. What should I say about it? I took a picture of him. I said, they always taking everybody else's picture. I thought I'd take that. Taking a picture of the news people. Good evening, Mayor. How you doing?
Good evening. How you doing?
We got 2 judges.
Yeah, we still waiting on bus.
So I'm early today.
All right.
This is Madam standing back there. She sent it to Guatemala.
Guatemala.
It's coming.
And I have a release that is all signed.
There he is. Right there. Oh, okay, gotcha. We want to do it. We want to do it after.
The record could be that the police gave it to me. I mean, that he can say I gave him that one that you gave me. I don't want to say his face, but I'm going to say
Hey, lady, how you doing? Guatemala too. It's been a while. Guatemala. Got a question. They named a dog park after your mom?
Yes, man. Originally, it was a park, and about almost 10 years ago, they put a dog park down there. It was originally named the Irene Holcomb Park.
Yeah.
And then they added the dog park.
Right off the overpass. Over there by the okay. Oh, so they added a dog park to her park. Yeah, at first it was just okay. So they didn't name a dog park. No, after the dog park. Does she like dogs or something?
No, man.
No, they just thought that was a good purpose. Who was the name?
The city.
We didn't have a dog park, so. Okay, good, because I had asked Andrew and you read the reports with all the directors. And I asked him, does the city have a dog park? And they mentioned that one. Is it a nice dog?
It's nice, and it has a lot of traffic.
You know what, baby, people love dogs. That's what I made a man say. I said, do you ever go to a dog park? You might want to do one more somewhere. So I'm going to go out and look at it. Hey, Miss Keisha.
We already stacked it up and bundled it.
Let's look at Thursday. I got to call everybody. Thursday. Gotta get these damn tax force. I tell you. It's 5 years. Is your overrun?
Think that she gonna smoke some cigar with us?
Either.
Hello. Good evening. It is 5:30, so we will go ahead and begin. Welcome to the February 17th Pine Bluff City Council meeting. And where we normally begin with public comments on agenda items, we will go ahead and start with the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance, since our cadets are otherwise engaged. So if you all will please stand.
At this time, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Present arm.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Arm. Right face. Forward. March.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll do the invocation as printed on the agenda, so we will now begin. With public comments. The first person on the list is Ms. Kelly Martin, who is here to speak on items 4, 6, 10, and 12, on which she is speaking against.
Okay, on number 4,
And you have, I'm sorry, Ms. Martin, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
okay, on issue 4, the city departments that will receive funding, the city will allocate $66,000 supplement. I was wondering, what is the existing debt from this organization, which is Go Forward? Okay, I was trying to find out what is the existing debt.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Martin, what was that question?
What is the existing debt? The city will allocate $66,000. So I'm asking, what is the existing debt?
Where are you exactly?
Ordinance 4.
Okay.
You talk to that mic too? Pull it down a little bit. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ordinance 4. It says the city will allocate $66,000 to supplement the debt. What is the existing debt?
She's looking at line 3 and 4.
On page.
Number 4.
Oh, you're saying what is the existing debt
Yes.
of,
It's saying the city will allocate $66,000. So what is the total existing debt left by this agency?
there's no debt to the city. They just no longer have any funds that,
So it's no funding
well,
available.
let me say this. They no longer have any funds coming in, but the purpose of the 66,000 was to meet the threshold for the monies that were stated that they needed in order to trigger the 1.2 million in private funds. Okay.
And also, it says the city will attain the demolition, all their equipment. So I was wondering if that equipment could be used for like the recycling and the receptacle and disposal, if they can be used throughout the city.
That's-
Because we have a lot of dumping everywhere. So I was wondering like the receptacles and that type of thing. Because sometimes we have something at the stockyard or whatever where we have dumping. That's periodically. So we need something maybe once a month or have receptacles throughout the city where people can dump. Because if you would drive down one street, you see where people have tires and stuff out of their house, everything is everywhere. So I was wondering if something could be done about that.
Was that a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the purpose of that property being turned over to the city is because it was purchased with city dollars. And the city would absolutely utilize the equipment for blight removal, including what you just mentioned.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, it says the Economic Commission development. If so, what position was in the Economic Development Department, sorry. Has the position been posted, and what is the cost will it be to the city?
There is no one hired, so it has not been posted. And under this, it would not be posted. The point is to transfer the position under economic development to save money in the cost that's currently spent with the building and other expenses in upwards of $100,000.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to number 6. When the invoices are submitted, what are the expected dates concerning the resolution authorizing Pine Bluff Urban Renewal to enter into a memorandum of agreement concerning the matching funds?
Ma'am, is that a question?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll ask
When the
sponsor,
invoices are
Councilmember Holcomb, to
submitted,
answer Ms. Martin's question.
Yes, ma'am. What's your question?
I'm on number 6. When the invoices are submitted, what is the expected date of completion?
What is the expected day of completion? Mm-hmm. Well, we're still waiting on the funds. We had to pay the contractors,
Okay.
and so.
And my last one, number 10, it says, and a contract with Wagner for work on renovation on 316 Main Street. Exactly what are those renovations? It's not specific on here.
In reference to 316 Main, they're going to renovate that so that way it could have small businesses in there, almost like a little flea market set up, but inside of it, it'll be different small businesses in there that can operate out of there. But this is just the first step, so it's not a completed step. Okay.
Okay, approximately how long will this contract last?
Which contract?
It says 90, I think the amount was like 99,000 with Wagner.
To do the work.
Yes.
That's the bid that was done.
That was
Well,
the
you don't
lowest bid on that building, correct?
Tabulation.
Okay.
Afterwards, if you want to see it, I will be more than happy to show it to you.
Okay.
And just for the record, anybody that is public information, so anybody that wants it can request it from the clerk's office.
Okay. And also, this is my last one. On number 12, it says there is a $860,000 carryover from the 5/8, I think, taxes. What was the total carryover, and what projects will these funds be allocated for? I'm on number 12. It says there was an $860,000 carryover from the 5/8 cent tax. What was the total carryover, and what would that money be used? Where would it be allocated to?
The total carryover is $860,000, and it will be attributed to the finishing of the go-kart track.
Okay, that's all I have.
May I speak? Hey,
Councilmember Mays, I'm sorry.
good questions, good follow-up. That's the best I've seen a citizen come in with a follow-up like that. Follow-up, keep those pages and watch that, what's being done. Most of the time they start something, they don't finish it. And then the people get so busy. You get so busy and lost in what's going on, like most people. You know, they want you to forget it. But keep it up with it. Bring it back to the council. I'll let you speak.
Yes,
My
sir.
place, so
Thank
I
you.
have to.
Thank you all for answering my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. Mr. John Finley to speak on urban renewal and is undecided.
You left the phone up here? Oh, what? Oh, that's here.
I'm John Finley, and I don't necessarily know where to start on this. We got rid of Go Forward, the tax, but it seems like the people that were behind it are still doing their best to crawl into the woodwork and control things behind the scenes, pull some strings, control the school board, control the city council, control inspection and zoning, and code enforcement. Seems like I don't even know what to say about this. Maybe we should all just think about that for a minute.
No, I'll tell you. That's me.
Well, we're going to let Mr. Finley finish, and then I'll recognize you, Councilmember Mays.
Thank you.
I just think we should all just think about it for a minute.
Got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So as to not waste time, I'm going to go ahead and recognize Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Mays?
Yep. Mr. Finley,
Yeah.
good question. And I understand what you're saying. And what we have, it's been a long history. The city of Whitehall is trying to come in and take over Pine Bluff like we don't know what we're doing, and we got to stop them. That's a good question. And the citizens that don't have a lot of fear can help. I'm through.
Mr. Finley, did you have any more remarks?
I just think I'm really glad I'm not mayor right now, because you're in a situation right now with a very unhelpful city council. And it doesn't seem like this is going to work for anybody. It's not good for the city.
Thank you, Mr. Finley. And finally, we have Mr. Julius Lever, who would like to speak on item number 7, and he is against.
Mr. Holcomb, do you remember when your grandmother lived in a pink house walking out of St. John's Church? Shall I repeat the question? I won't repeat the question. Mr. Holcomb, your grandmother lived in a pink house coming out of St. John's Church. I bought that house because it was condemned and owned by a person in Ohio. I restored that house completely. Painted the outside, put a new roof on it, put sheetrock in it, put new bathroom fixtures in it, painted it throughout, did a new porch, put some furniture in that house. And the first person to live in there won a Grammy Award. It was Smokey Norfolk. I had a wreck. I couldn't work. He asked my mother, could he rent the house? I said, okay. Your grandmother moved in it next. Do you know the city sent someone by there with a machine and they knocked the steps down and then it was condemned after all that work was done and then it was eventually torn down?
Mr. Lee.
My name is Mr. Lee. I hear you very clearly. I hear you very clearly. The last time you said something to me that offended me. You say you acting a fool up in here. I don't act the fool. I tell the truth. And if you don't understand the truth from acting a fool, I will pray for you.
Mr. Lee.
I'm listening, and they're listening. Okay, I'm gonna go. This is number 7, talking about destroying records in the code enforcement office. I went to the city council not too long ago. Lakeisha Hill gave me a record of something happened in 2005. I knew what it. I had bought some property on Blake Street. My mother did. $14,000 of her money, and she never missed a day of teaching school since the 60s until she retired around 2000. Never missed one day. They congratulated her. She's never missed a day. Her money was used to buy that property. I put a car business there real quick. I'll be through real quickly. And when I put new cars there, cars just good condition. A man comes to my clothing store and says, Julius, the city is over there on Blake Street on a ladder taking pictures of your cars, and all your hoods and all your trunks been raised up. I just learned why that happened. Because I was going before the planning commission about rezoning the property, and I looked, when Lakeisha gave me the record, it said that the cars seemed not to be operable. That's the reason why the hoods were raised up, the trunk was raised up. I went before Wayman Brown, he was a judge then, and I said, Mr. Colesford, will you show the pictures that you took? He said, no, I'm not going to show the pictures. I said, you're not going to show those pictures to the judge? He said, I'm not going to show it to her. I said, why not? I said, didn't the camera belong to the city? He said, yes, it did, but the film belonged to me, and I'm not going to show the pictures. He told the judge that. You know what happened later? Wayman Brown decided to get out of Pine Bluff and run for judge in Little Rock at the Court of Appeals. These are the kinds of things that say no records. And I checked with the federal government. They said, when you destroy property, I put $200,000 on a building on Main Street. And they tore it down. And it had a sign saying Israel. It had a sign saying Tribe of Judah. It had a cross that I had on last week, Jesus Christ. Threw it in a dumpster. You should never throw those records away. The federal government said when you might be in a lawsuit,
Mr. Lever,
those records should never be destroyed. And I'm suggesting, I'm not.
Mr. Lever, your 3 minutes are up. I'm going to go ahead and.
No, she said my 3 minutes up, so
No,
I listen.
yes.
I listen in.
Let me say something.
Councilmember Holcomb.
I'm gonna say this to you with all due respect. I've known you all my life, and you know I know you. And I'm not gonna bring it up like you brought up my grandmother. My grandmother has been dead, gone to heaven almost 10 years. Now your issue with the city, you own whoever owned that piece of property.
What property?
Hold on.
No, we're not going to go back and forth.
Hold on, Mr. Lee, because we let you talk.
Councilmember.
The piece of property that you come up here every week and raise hell about, you did not own. Now, hold on, Mr. Lever.
No.
Mr. Lever, I'm talking. I'm talking right now.
Let you talk.
I'm talking right now. Now, you have been a respected businessman for years. Listen. I respect you as a businessman for years. Your mother was my godmother. And you turning your back because you know I'm telling the truth. Now, the property you come up here raising hell about every week, your name was not listed as the owner. But you want to take it out on this council.
No.
Listen, I'm talking.
Yes, go ahead.
You want to take it out on this council. And it happened almost 15, 16 years ago.
Mr. Lever.
And you're not going to come up here every week and take it out on this council.
Let's go.
That's the reason why we have to.
That property that Mildred Lever spent through the city.
Mr. Lever.
See, that's why we have to put orders in place for this reason.
Keep the records. Don't destroy those records.
And you don't understand.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Okay. Councilmember Fells.
I did just want to provide a small clarification to the public in reference to item 7.
Can't hear you.
Okay, audio team that can't hear. Okay. I wanted to provide a small clarification on item number 7. So these are actually supporting documents for things like payments that were made to contractors about in 2016 and above. So these are old records that are more than 10 years old. The Code Enforcement Department is just trying to destroy these files so they can have more room in our physical storage. The ordinance does specify that a member of the mayor's office and the clerk's office will be present just to make sure that everything is done in proper order. This did go through the city attorney's office, so there's nothing illegal or improper about, what this is. They're just destroying old files to make room for storage. So.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Correct, as Councilmember Fells has said, this is done at least, once a year, City Clerk Roberts?
Well, various times, because we have a time limit as to when we can destroy the record. South Carolina state requirement.
All right.
And what I'll say, there is a process in place for public speaking on the front end before we start conducting business. And the thing I like about it is it affords the public an opportunity to speak without having to wait to the end of the meeting. The thing I don't like about it is the public often does not get an opportunity to hear the context and the facts and information behind these measures. And to just add context to this, when I first came into office, down in the basement in some of the rooms next to the old city council chambers, there are rooms filled with mostly outdated documents, boxes of them. And this is space we could be using in the city. And so the collector's office, along with the finance director, have worked together so that we can have a shred day. And before we do that, we have to come before the council to get their permission. And that's what this item is about. And it's only based upon existing ordinances that dictate how long we must hold on to records. And I'll just add too, with the change in the software that we will be using, which will probably be about a 2 to 3 year process, we will look to purchase and add on to that software so that we can begin to engage in scanning and maintaining our records that way. And we'll do that through and with the clerk's office, whose primary and largely sole constitutional duty is to be the record keeper for the city. So just wanted to add that. So everyone who was listed has spoken, and so now we will call the meeting to order. We did that already. Okay, and so next, we will ask Pastor George Barnes to join us at the podium and lead us in prayer for the invocation. He is a pastor for Galilee Missionary Baptist Church. With everyone will please stand.
Shall we pray? Our Father God, we come down with bowed heads and humble hearts. We thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for this opportunity you've granted us to come. We ask now that you guide our minds and our thoughts, direct our mood, the things that we do tonight, and be pleasing in your sight, and upbuilding and advancement of our community. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Barnes. And next, we will ask Madam Clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Mays? Here. Councilmember Holcomb?
Here.
Councilmember Brown?
Here.
Councilmember Lockett? Here. Councilmember Frazier? Here. Councilmember Brunson? Here. Councilmember Denton? Here. And Councilmember Phelps. Be present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And now I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting on February 2nd, 2026.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes from February 2nd be approved. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for the approval of the minutes from February 2nd, 2026, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. And next, we will go into our committee reports. And first, we will ask Councilmember Brown to deliver your report on Ways and Means.
Thank you, Mayor. Ways and Means met just before this council meeting. We had 2 items for discussion. They are agenda items number 11 and a potential item number 14. That one is a resolution to purchase a area utility truck for the street department, and so that will be discussed during ordinances and resolutions. Both of those resolutions came out of committee with a due pass to the full council, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilmember. And next, we will ask Councilmember Holcomb to deliver his report on ordinances and resolutions.
Thank you, Mayor. Agenda items number 1 through 4 are all ordinances. They will be completed on tonight. 5 through 13 are all resolutions. They will be completed on tonight. All of you should have before you a resolution authorizing the street department to purchase an insulated area utility truck for street lighting, signal work, right-of-way operations, and related purposes. If added to the agenda, this will be agenda item number 14. I move that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 14 be added to the agenda. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for item 14 being added to the agenda will respond to Madam Clerk, who will call the roll.
Councilmember Mays. Aye. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier. Aye. Councilmember Brunson. Aye. Councilmember Denton. Aye. Councilmember Fails. Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Councilmember Holcomb?
That concludes ordinance and resolution, Mayor.
Okay. And next, we will hear from Councilmember Frazier, who will deliver her report on economic and community development.
Thank you, Mayor. On February 10th, we met at 11 a.m. and we had one agenda item, which is in our packet for tonight, which is a resolution authorizing a contract with Wagner General Contractors Incorporated for work concerning the renovations of 316 Main Street in the city of Pine Bluff with a due pass. So I'm looking forward for us to discuss that. And also, after the meeting, I did speak in reference to one of the things that I really was looking forward to is working with our microloans to help small businesses. So as soon as the economic and development specialist is in place and able to, he or she will be working on that that's on their list to work on, so that way it can help with the small businesses that we have here in Pine Bluff. And also, I would like to thank everybody from sponsors to donors to participants who afforded us the opportunity to bless those that are single, divorced, and widowed with a beautiful day on Valentine's Day. So thank you. And then also, February 27th, we have our movie night. Even though it is completely packed, we are taking a wait list. So if you would like to RSVP for that, please call 870-575-3619. That concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Frazier. Councilmember Denton, will you please deliver your report on public health and welfare?
Mayor, Public Health and Welfare did not meet, but I did talk with Director Shaw. She's looking at adding a position, a supervisor position to transit. And it was supposed to be brought to the administration. And so, oh, okay then. And that concludes it. So I'll get with the clerk's office to schedule a meeting for March.
Thank you, Councilmember Denton. Does that conclude your report?
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember Frazier?
I apologize. I forgot to say that our next scheduled meeting will be March 19th at 11 a.m. for Economic and Community Development. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilmember. And next, Councilmember Lockett, will you please deliver your report on Public Works?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Public Works Committee has not met since our last meeting. We shall meet a week from today on the 24th at 1 o'clock in the old City Council chambers. That completes my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Fails, will you please deliver your report on development and planning?
Yes, so development and planning met recently. We discussed several items that are on the agenda. We did not issue any recommendations, however. Our next meeting, we will announce that in time whenever we schedule one, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Brunson, will you please deliver your report on traffic and aviation?
Thank you, Mayor. Traffic and aviation has not met since our last city council meeting. I will get with the city clerk to schedule that in the future, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver your report on administrations?
Thank you, Mayor. The Administration Committee met today, February the 17th at 4:30 p.m. We had 3 agenda items. The first agenda item was a transit service supervisor job description that went to the full council with a due pass. The next 2 agenda items was agenda items number 8, sent to the full council with a due pass. Agenda items number 9, sent to the full council with a due pass. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. And Councilmember Brown, will you please deliver your report on public safety?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Public safety met on the 4th of this month. We heard from Mr. Graydon in Animal Control. He stated that he had 90 dogs and cats that were brought into the shelter during the month of January, and that the backup generator is up and running. I know we had some issues and some different problems with that, but it is now up and running to back up that facility just in case of a power outage. Chief Davis from the police department reported that he restarted the violent crime task force. That training for that task force is going to start in March. Also working on national accreditation for the department, and reported that we have 10 of those police units that are ready for service. Chief Davis is also implementing substations around the city, with the first one being at 13th and Cherry. This is a process that he's still working on. Also, he's met with Motorola for our camera systems. These cameras will have 360-degree viewpoints, so they can look all around in every direction. We're going to start off with about 30 to 35 of those cameras. We're going to start off prioritizing our parks with coverage, Regional Park, Townsend, and MLK. And also our Police Chief Davis will be the chamber speaker on March 4th at 11:30 a.m. So if you're able to make that chamber meeting, he will be the guest speaker. Chief Davis also reported that we have promotion testing starting soon. It may have already started at this point for 1 captain, 2 lieutenants, and 8 or 9 sergeants. And currently we have 8 officers in the academy. Talisha Brown, who's our crime analyst, and also Deputy Chief Warrior, reported that all crimes against property has decreased in all categories in 2025. We had a total of 29,091 calls for service in 2025, 13% decrease in overall crime between 2024 and 2025. And at the time of that meeting, which is on the 4th, our homicide pressure was 201/10, and that's basically juvenile homicides over adult homicides. So at that time, it was 201/10. For the fire department, we had Chief Compton report that we had 11 fires in the month of January, 3 vehicle fires, 354 EMS calls. We had 5 alarm calls and 152 false alarm calls. So those were calls that we just went out and there was nothing going on. But we had 563 incidents reported. Chief Compton reported that we recently promoted 3 engineers and 1 lieutenant. We have 2 officers currently in the academy, and we have 5 new hires that started on February the 9th. We have a retesting on today, I think it was for engineers, which was February 17th, which is today, and we have testing for new hires, which will occur at a point to be determined in March. Is that correct? Okay. All right. Also, Chief Compton reported that he started a policy review committee, and that's going to consist of a assistant chief, captain, engineer, battalion chief, a lieutenant, and 1 firefighter. These individuals will meet and discuss policy, review those, present those to the chief, and if there are any changes to be made, we'll present those to the council. We had a ladder truck that was damaged back in October. That has been shipped to Killeen, Texas for repairs, and we should be looking to get that back sometime in June. And we are also, or Chief Compton is also looking at 3 EMS vehicles, and these will be smaller vehicles for EMS to be able to respond to those EMS calls without having to bring out our engine and fire trucks. We'll kind of cut down on our maintenance for those large vehicles. And I believe that concludes my report. Hopefully that wasn't too much.
Can I add this?
Sure.
Councilmember Mays.
Chief Compton, thank you all. I be taking y'all time out when y'all leave the station. You can hear the sirens in the court. Y'all do a good job. You all do a good job of getting to where you're going. You know, and the people in the city move out the way. I want to just say that, give you congrats on that. Yes, you know, and police chief, I see now the cars, they're not darkened. You can see the police cars when you come down the street now, if you all noticed that. And they look good, like they're supposed to. Those cars were so dark, you couldn't even see a police car coming down the road. Thank you. Thank you both. My goal as an alderman is we need to have the safest city in Arkansas. Yeah, we're going to reach that goal, too. The alert attention of our citizens and our workers need to go up a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Brown?
Also, my next meeting for public safety, if there are no conflicts, will be March 4th, 1:30 in the old council chamber. So unless there's another conflict somewhere, then that will be on March 4th, which is a Wednesday, 1:30, old chambers. And that concludes my report.
Conflict due to the luncheon.
There's a conflict?
Speaker, chief of police being the speaker.
But that's at 11:30. So, I mean, I think you should be finished by 1:30. Right. Chief, you gonna speak for 2 hours? I think we'll be fine. If something does come up, then we'll change it out. But I think, Chief, you'll probably be able to make it. We have a meeting at 1:30. You'll be able to make it to 1:30? Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Brown. And next, we will go into taking care of the business of our proposed ordinances and resolutions. Councilmember Holcomb.
Agenda item number 1, an ordinance amending section 21-26 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the classification of personnel within the police department, amending the 2026 municipal budget to transfer funds to defray the cost of these changes and related purposes up for the third and final reading.
An ordinance amending section 2126 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the classification of personnel within the police department, amending the 2026 municipal budget to transfer funds to defray the costs of these changes and related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Oh, it's been moved and seconded that item number 1 be adopted. Any discussion? Okay. With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 1 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, aye. I don't vote, sorry. Okay, and all those who are opposed?
No.
Motion fails. Next item.
Agenda item number 2, an ordinance amending section 2-158.
Wait just a second. Councilmember Fails?
I'm sorry, do we need a roll call for that?
Go ahead.
If you're asking for a roll call, we can go ahead and call the roll. I'm sorry, we'll go back to that item. Madam Clerk, it didn't require it, but you're asking for it. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mays?
No.
Holcomb?
No.
Brown?
Aye.
Lockett?
No.
Frazier?
No.
Brunton?
Aye.
Denton?
Aye.
Fails?
Aye.
I guess I do vote. Aye. Motion passes.
Agenda item number 2, an ordinance amending section 2-158 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases and competitive bidding and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending section 2-158 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases and competitive bidding and for related purposes.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its third and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we replace item number 2, suspend the rules and place item number 2 on the agenda for its third and final reading. Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Is that the third reading?
So we'll read it for the third and final reading.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. An ordinance amending section 2-158 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases and competitive bidding and for related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 2 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for item number 2 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 3, an ordinance amending section 2-157 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases less than $35,000 and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending section 2-157 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases less than, and there's a typographical error here, it's $42,921 and for related purposes.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its third and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 3 be placed on the agenda for its third and final reading. Any discussion? With no discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Mays. Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson.
Aye.
Councilmember Denton. And Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
An ordinance amending section 2-157 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting purchases less than $42,921 and for related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 3 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 3 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 4, an ordinance abolishing the Urban Renewal Agency of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, dissolving the Urban Renewal Agency Board of Commissioners and discharging the members thereof of further responsibility as board members, providing for transfer of all assets and liabilities of the Urban Renewal Agency to the City of Pine Bluff and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance abolishing the Urban Renewal Agency of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, dissolving the Urban Renewal Agency Board of Commissioners and discharging the members thereof of further responsibility as board members, providing for the transfer of all assets and liabilities of the Urban Renewal Agency to the City of Pine Bluff and for related purposes.
Move we suspend the rules and place this ordinance on its third and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that this item be placed on the agenda for its third and final reading. Any discussion? I guess my discussion would be, since I am sponsoring this item, I would like to pull it for this meeting. Thank you.
Agenda.
So we need to withdraw our second.
I withdraw my motion.
Second. And if somebody needs to withdraw their second, who seconded? Okay. Okay. All right.
Agenda item number 5, a resolution to override the mayor's veto of resolution number 4993.
Whereas the mayor has submitted her veto of resolution number 4993 passed February 2nd, 2026, and filed an explanation of veto, which has been distributed to the council. And whereas it is the desire of the requisite majority of the members of the council to override the mayor's veto, and that resolution number 4993 be implemented as written. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor's veto of resolution number 4993 filed February 6, 2026 should be and is hereby overridden, and resolution number 4993 shall be implemented as written.
Move for adoption.
It's been moved and seconded for adoption. What is it? Item number 5 has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Before I ask for the vote to be called with no discussion, I will go ahead and make a note for those who have not read my veto memorandum that I obviously did not take this decision lightly. It was my first, and I hope it would be my last veto. But I felt it necessary. I believe that there were 2 members who did not vote for this item, so it wasn't unanimous, first of all. And secondly, there would need to be 6 members who voted for it, who voted to overturn my veto. So I felt that it was pertinent that I put the information, go ahead and veto and put the correct information before the council, since the very first reason that I note is that just about every point upon which the resolution was based was out of context, incorrect at best, and dishonest at worst. And I won't go through everything because this information has been posted widely. I've done interviews for media outlets who called me, and for also on our website. I just will give broad-based items so people are clear about why I made this veto, in the hopes that it will be considered. I think it's important to note, though, that in that first item, in terms of what is correct, that per the director's comments at a December committee meeting, it was noted that there remains $1.4 million to complete the project, which I at every turn have expressed that I'm committed to the completion of. But that will also, from the information that I gathered, put the project at $1.7 million over budget. And even over budget, we discovered that there was $790 in the account, either in the account or in reserve, which could be used toward that amount, coupled with the $1.2 million, which, based on everything that has been shared with me and what I have read, was raised specifically to complete construction of this project. The second reason is that this resolution completely ignores the glaring project, budgetary, funding, capacity, and accountability challenges that are central to the purpose and continuation. The council supports the continuation of the Urban Renewal Agency throughout 2026 or beyond. There must be specific oversight, and cost savings measures incorporated into this resolution. And I believe that this council has been responsive to that reason that I made to veto this resolution. The third reason that I offered was that this resolution basically reappropriates $860,000 for the go-kart construction. That's the words of the resolution, with no specificity, requiring no transparency or accountability measures, and no mention of where the money would come from in the city's budget as the ordinance code requires. I do believe that the council has tried to address those issues in the supplemental resolutions, but I would also add that nowhere that I read in those resolutions does it require the Urban Renewal Agency to ever submit data, to ever submit reports, or to ever come in person and report to the council for these remaining dollars, for the expenditure of those dollars on a project that is over budget and over, well, years over the timeline for completion. Reason number 4, there is no agreement, contract, resolution, or other such documentation requiring that all city funds from the 2017 sales tax fund must be expended toward the go-kart track construction before the $1.2 million Go Forward Pine Bluff commitment is triggered. Expending all the city funds first without an agreement relegates those dollars to a blank check donation to Urban Renewal and Go Forward Pine Bluff. And even though I believe that there is an attempt to address that issue, placing all of these dollars up front toward construction still ignores the fact that the $1.2 million that was committed was raised and committed to complete construction. Placing all of the city's money forward to complete construction basically allows Urban Renewal and Go Forward Pine Bluff to spend their dollars on the back end with no real commitment or oversight, except that it stipulates that we would not get the money if Urban Renewal was dissolved before the next 2 years, which then begs the question, if you're going to hold the city accountable to maintaining the existence of Urban Renewal Agency with that qualifier, does that mean that you don't expend any money of the $1.2 million for 2 years? And if you do, how do you hold the city to account if we do, in fact, dissolve Urban Renewal prior to December 31st, 2027? So that, I believe, makes that still problematic. Reason 5, neither recent City Council deliberations nor Resolution 7993 reflect any consideration of the Urban Renewal Agency's December $759,045.38 reserve fund balance before transferring those funds over to Urban Renewal's construction account for payment toward the go-kart track and Urban Renewal Agency operational invoices. We know from the deliberations during the committee that the director came to that committee meeting and said that it could not, that agency could not pay their bills because they only had $14,000. When it was revealed that they had almost $800,000 in their account, there has been no information provided on how that money has been spent, will be spent. It's almost like is supposed to go into thin air, and there was no consideration, I believe, by the council, unless you didn't know about it. I know several of you I've talked to about it, at least a couple, are aware. So even if we do turn over 860,000, what about the 759,000? And really, if we are going to take consideration for the 1.2 million, if you add together what was already in the account of Urban Renewal Agency with the 860, that covers construction and then some. So then what do you do on the back end with the $1.2 million without a firm commitment? Parking lot, FF&E, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, operations, funding for urban renewal. What I say is, even if those were legitimate funding expenditures, that is not what the money was raised for. That's not how the money was committed. And on the back end, this council nor city government has any oversight over those funds once they are expended. Even if they are presenting invoices, what your resolution says is the mayor's office, through the finance department, has to pay those if they are bona fide invoices to spend once they've been spent. Where is the oversight and accountability once it's already done? And finally, the city of Pine Bluff is undergoing a forensic audit, including examination of transactions related to the 2017 sales tax funds collected through September 2024. The firm will be, or was, in Pine Bluff last week, and will be providing a preliminary report by the end of March. They will actually be returning in a couple of weeks, and so we still do expect this preliminary report. I believe that this resolution to extend unconditional or mildly conditional support and funding to the Urban Renewal Agency should not be considered until after receipt of the preliminary forensic audit report. I have pulled my ordinance, which happens to be based upon a meeting and compromise that I made with the Urban Renewal Agency chairman, and would also hold it until we receive that report if the city council agrees to do so with its legislation as well. And with that, I'll close my remarks and ask if there are any more, if there's any more discussion.
I call for the vote.
The motion has been made and seconded. All of those who wish to vote for the overturning of the mayor's veto on Resolution 4993 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the vote?
Councilmember Mays?
No.
Councilmember Holcomb?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett?
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier?
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson?
Aye.
Councilmember Denton?
No.
Councilmember Fails?
Aye.
6-2.
Motion passes. Councilmember Brown?
Before we move on, is it possible for us to go to agenda item number 13 and read it now instead of waiting to the end?
Yes. We will go ahead and like to read the last agenda item next, which is agenda item number 13.
Agenda item number 13, a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Lacey Kirk, L.K. Solomon.
Whereas Dr. Lacey Kirk Solomon was born August 31st, 1934, to the parents of Reverend Bert Solomon and Miss Sealy Ann Solomon. He was brought up in a Christian home with 7 other siblings. And whereas he was married to Sister Vera Solomon for 66 years, and one son, Jonathan Kirk Solomon, was born to that union. And whereas he attended the New Salem School in the Shady Grove community of Gary, Texas. He graduated from Turner High School in Carthage, Texas. He received his Bachelor of Arts degree from Butler College in Tyler, Texas, a Bachelor of Divinity from Southwestern Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas, and a Master of Arts degree from Washita Baptist University in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, and the Doctor of Ministry from Garrett Evangelical Theological Seminary in Evanston, Illinois. And whereas Dr. Reverend Solomon pastored in Texas for 7 years at 8th Avenue Missionary Baptist Church, 12 years, and Indiana Missionary Baptist Church for 31 years. He retired in 2008. He served as Baptist Student Union Director for 23 years at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He participated in community events, was a member of several organizations, and was always willing to help wherever and whenever needed. He was always encouraging the congregation to love one another, and he put emphasis on families working together. And whereas under the faithful and devoted leadership of Dr. Solomon, several ministers were called, nurtured, and ordained into Christian ministry. Those who were baptized, preached their first sermon, received ministerial training, and were ordained under his leadership include Maurice Ficklin, Reverend Aaron Johnson, and Reverend Marvin Wiley. And whereas, additionally, ministers who received the call to preach delivered their first sermon and were ordained under Dr. Solomon's leadership include Reverend Alfred Carroll, Reverend William Jarman, Reverend J.Y. Williams, and the late Reverend Kenneth Harris. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that we, the Mayor, and the members of the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, hereby honor Dr. Lacey Kirk Solomon for an extraordinary life of achievement and services for his contributions to the community and to the innumerable individuals that he has impacted is in such a positive manner.
Move for adoption. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 13 be adopted. Any discussion? Councilmember Mays?
Be a sponsor.
Councilmember Brown wishes to be a sponsor. I think everyone wishes to be a sponsor, so we will add everyone to this resolution. Any further discussion? With no further discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 13's adoption indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Tonight we have had the honor of proposing and passing this resolution for sure, but we are also honored with the presence of Sister Vera Pearl, former Tarver, and now Mrs. Solomon. And we would ask for Mrs. Solomon and any other family members to join us on stage so we can present a framed version of this resolution and also be pictured if you so choose.
Let's go.
I know. Me either. Yeah, me either, yeah. Let's go. Just a little.
We've already done the presentation, and it's just our honor to present this to you. And allowing us to honor the legacy and the service and the faithfulness of Dr. Solomon.
Mayor and council members, to all of you that were present, we're happy to see you tonight, and we would like to, as a family, we would like to thank the council, the community, for thinking of the work that my husband did here in the community and in Texas. I'd like for you to see my granddaughter and my grandson. Where is it? Isaiah and Krista. These are my church members and very good friends. We all love each other, and they came to support us tonight. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all of you who were present.
She was my English teacher. She could have. And he was my PSU director.
She couldn't go straight. They got it now.
Amen.
Councilmember Holcomb, we'll continue with item number 5.
Six.
Or 6.
Agenda item number 6, a resolution authorizing the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Go Forward Pine Bluff Incorporated concerning matching funds.
Whereas the attached memorandum of agreement requires the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency to seek approval through resolution from the Pine Bluff City Council. And whereas upon entering the agreement and fulfilling all the terms and conditions of the MOA, the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency will be able to submit invoices to Go Forward Pine Bluff Incorporated for construction, completion, and operations of the go-kart track park. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the City Council of Pine Bluff authorizes the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agencies to enter into a memorandum of agreement attached hereto.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that this resolution be adopted. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilmember Mays.
I'll be glad, let me see this, when urban renewal is dissolved and leave our town, because they really have divided a lot of things. The Simmons Bank want to run Pine Bluff and the politicians, and they are not going to run me. And I speak from my heart, too. The words of God. They just wrong. Go ahead.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I just have a couple of questions for, let me see this, please, for the sponsor, or really for any member who has served or watched this process in this city before. Just two questions. Has there ever in the history of this city engaging with grantors, partners, or contributors ever committed funds, whether we applied for it or it was donated, and at least a year, if not years, after the commitment was made or the money was awarded, that we provided a match that wasn't requested? Have we ever done that before? Today? Anybody? Okay. And then it looks like with this agreement, it stipulates that we would be held in order to get the private dollars. We would have to pledge the expenditure of all the remaining money in the fund, and I don't see any specifics on what the $860 would be spent for and what the $1.2 million would be spent for. And I believe it is stipulated that we I'll just leave that here. Does anybody have that information, or is that information, was that provided to members?
Mayor, can I just, to go back to your first point, you asked, did we ever give to an agency or whatever?
No, well, let me be clear what I said.
Okay.
As the city has collaborated with organizations by receiving grants or gifts, or been in contract, when we've received money, whether we applied for it or received it as a donation, in the whole history of the city, have we ever received money without documentation of a requirement for a match, and then a year or two later, arbitrarily offered and provided a match that was not required or requested for the money? Have we ever done that in the history of the city?
I guess I'm trying to understand. I know when we gave $2 million to Delta Rhythm and Blues, right? And they were supposed to have gotten grants to cover the $2 million that we gave to them. I don't know if that has been done or not. I don't think it has, but to answer, I'm assuming somewhat related to what you're asking.
I mean, that didn't have anything to do with what I asked, and that's a whole nother project, and I do believe that there have been grants, but we don't know. I mean, and I think that we would need to hold that project accountable like any project. What I'm asking is, in the history of this city, or any city really, are you aware of ever receiving money as a grant, as in a partnership, a contribution, where money has been pledged and committed without a match, and then sometime later we say, hey, let us give you a match. We want to give you a match to this, because that's what this is. And I just have never seen us do that before. So I'm just wondering, I mean, I'm new. I'm just wondering if we've done that before.
That's part of the private.
Councilmember Lockett.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the public knows that the majority of us here that are making these moves with the urban renewal and the go forward thing is out of financial necessity. One thing that we have with this go-kart track and this food court is we have tangible assets that have been built with city resources and taxes that once the tax disappears, the city does not have the financial capacity to continue these projects. They were never anticipated by this council. They were all planned and orchestrated by Go Forward and Urban Renewal. So my thing is, if they can stay in play as long as possible and find resources to support these assets, I'm quite pleased, because as a city, we struggle just to patch roads. So why would we take resources that we need to build our community to fund assets that the city never envisioned funding? And this is just an attempt. Now, the mayor says, has this ever been done before? It may not. This whole thing that we did with the 5A sales tax was a different kind of thing that never has been done. Most urban renewal agencies are funded by TIS districts or some other type of revenue generating resources. Very few urban renewal agencies are funded with a tax. So that's something that this community engaged in that was not typical. But to make a long story short, what we're trying to do here tonight with this urban renewal thing is to allow urban renewal to fund their own projects and to continue to look for resources other than city resources to keep these assets going. That's what this is all about. That the city really doesn't have the wherewithal to continue the food court, to run a go-kart track, and to manage 39 properties, 5 buildings downtown, 1 hotel, and all the other things that comes with urban renewal. We would very much like the entities that collaborated to create urban renewal to keep funding those projects and to keep promoting those projects.
If I may, Mayor.
Councilmember Holcomb.
Thank you, Mayor. As you look at the documentation here in this legislation, it says, whereas in support of the Family Fun Park construction and completion and operation, Go Forward Pine Bluff pledges $1.2 million as a match, as a aforementioned $860,000. And so your question was, has this been done? I know you've done your research. No, this hasn't been done. I can answer that question. No, this hasn't been done. But we're going to do it tonight.
Yeah, I did do my research, and I do know that this city has never offered a match. And I think that it's important to note, and my main point for asking that, and it may sound a little flippant, and it was, is because the original resolution offered that somehow we were not providing the match. There was never any mention. This was never a match grant or a match partnership, a match agreement, because there was never any contract or agreement. And I think that, you know, in stating that or believing that we wouldn't have anticipated that there would ever be a city commitment in city dollars, when this whole construct was set up, urban renewal was set up in conjunction with the sales tax. When the sales tax was voted down twice in 2023, and there was conversation about these projects. We were consistently told that the projects would be completed. A couple of years in a row, we were consistently told that monies were raised and would be provided to complete construction. I've told all of you, I sat in a meeting with the previous administration and the urban renewal and go forward leadership who told me that both projects and the agency had enough money for the completion and operation for 2 years. So I think understanding that this was a tax that would go to completion for 7 years unless it was renewed, and Urban Renewal Agency being an agency that was created out of state legislation and city code, it's still funded with city money, has been. So trying to like divide it like it's this nonprofit over there, it is just like wastewater. It's just like any of these other commissions that operate independently by a board, make their own decisions, have their own staff, and operate with city dollars with some interaction and oversight and partnership with the city that created it. So we are ultimately responsible. We will be ultimately responsible, and it has been stated over and over again that they're going to run out of money and we'll deal with it then for the most part. And I just think that with millions of dollars that have been invested in both of these projects, that the people, the projects, Simmons, partnership, all deserve better than knowing that there are issues and have been issues and maybe issues and managing the money in a way that puts the city's monies first without the construction money and putting ourselves in a position to provide better and stronger oversight.
Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Fails.
Just in response to the, yes, sir, I'm trying. Okay, just in response to the question that you asked, this is not a new commitment, the funds in this MOU. This is the $860,000 that was already committed by the City Council in 2024 and even before then. And then this is a $1.2 million pledge that's been made by Go Forward Pine Bluff. Now, prior to today, all of this has just been really that 1.2 million has really mainly just been based on our verbal pledge. We have passed resolutions for the 860. But basically, I believe this MOU is basically formalizing agreements that have already been made. This is not committing any new money. So if people agree with that, I can respect that. If you disagree with it, I can respect it. But that's just the fact of what this here is doing. And I'll just leave it at that for now.
Councilmember Mays.
Yes. I never have supported this. Never. From day one. I think I was the only one who didn't vote for it or voted for it, against it. It just didn't sound right. And now you hear a lot of people saying, Mays, you were right. You were right. Simmons Bank trying to control everything and everybody in Pine Bluff. Let me tell you something. Their day is coming. We're going to get some more banks up in Pine Bluff, sooner or later. They cannot run Pine Bluff like it's a slave pit. That's what they do. Y'all know that, too.
Councilmember, I think that is out of order. And
well, it's the truth. And the truth won't set us free.
I think that's a matter of opinion, and I think that's out of order. And what I'll go ahead and say is that, you know, no bank runs this city council. We all are up here in our respective leadership roles and do our due diligence and make decisions on what is before us, period. There are already other banks. This city has accounts with Reliance and with Simmons. And truth be told, Simmons Bank has made contributions to UAPB and to this city and been a partner in ways that other banks have not. I think that for whatever issues anyone has with any bank, any corporate partner, we ought to look at what the city has done first. Nobody, no entity, no corporate partner, no bank, no foundation, no nonprofit can do anything without this city council and the mayor being complicit in decision-making and advancing whatever the city council does. It is the mayor's role to advance whatever the council decides in the day-to-day. And the city council holds the purse strings and makes decisions about our ordinance code. Simmons doesn't do that. No other bank does it. No one comes here unless they're here to ask questions and do something in partnership. So I think that, belittling, defiling, complaining about anybody else besides us is unfair and a mistake, particularly to any entity that provides jobs. And that's not me protecting anybody. That's just a fact. And it brings it back to the point that whatever happens in this city through ordinance, resolution, through the budget, and through actions taken by the mayor's office happens because we let it or we don't let it. And that's why we have these processes here. Any further discussion?
Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Fails and Councilmember Mays.
I did want to make one further clarification. I believe it was stated, has this ever been done? I can't say, just as a matter of fact, that, as a city, we do MOUs with organizations and companies, all of the time. Whenever, for example, there's been many grant programs where we've had to attach MOUs basically stating what their responsibilities would be and what our responsibilities would be as the person receiving the grant funding. I think this whole process has been a lesson learned for the city in many ways. I think this MOU document, in reference to the go-kart track specifically, should have been done on the front end. I think some of the issues we're dealing with now probably would have been resolved if we had more clearly delineated some of these roles and responsibilities. I think we operated a little too much on verbal agreements. I think we are rectifying that a little bit today. In reference to the go-kart track, I do respect the argument that, the 2017 sales tax was voted down. People did not want the partnership would go forward. I can respect that. I do know you're thinking about exploring a land bank. I do look forward to exploring that with you. This go-kart track is not related to, I would say, the future of urban renewal. This isn't about us funding future projects. This is about us preserving funding that has already been allocated for go forward to finish out projects that have already been committed. So when the 2017 sales tax went away, we're not allocating any money outside of that 2017 sales tax to go forward. This is all funding that has been previously allocated. I think people are always saying when the city makes a promise, they're always breaking their promise. I think this is a step towards when the city makes a promise and it commits a certain amount of funding to a project, we have a responsibility to keep that promise, to keep that commitment as best we can. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. And I do understand that there's a big need for transparency in regards to urban renewal, and that's why I do applaud your efforts with leading the forensic audit. I believe from what I've heard, they've already started the auditing process with urban renewal, and the council did support that effort. So speaking for myself, I do want accountability, I do want safeguards in place, but I just think that there's a way that we can all do that, get this project completed, and then we can come back to the table and figure out a future course of action that's amenable to everyone, including the citizens.
Thank you for that. Councilmember Mays.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I mean, we can't, it's either we're over the banks. You can't be even with a bank or bankers. We're a city, taxpayers' money. We can't, we don't have to go to them and ask them anything, and that's what's happening. You got to go to the bank and see if they agree with stuff. We're in the city of Pine Bluff. We're 45,000 strong. You can't, once you give a banker the lead on something, they try to take over. That is a city. They know a lot of things we don't pay attention to. I try to. You all try to too. But you can't trust him. Y'all know that.
Just to clarify, Councilmember Mays, we're 37,500 strong. And secondly, we're not over anybody. We are elected leaders, and we not only represent the interests of our people, we represent the interests of our communities, of people who visit this community, people who work in the community, and of our corporate citizens. So we're not over them, we're not under them, we're supposed to be working together. And again, we make decisions up here, and we should be held to account and explain for them without maligning or belittling anybody, any citizen, any company, anybody. And I would just close too with Councilmember Fells, just to clarify, the question that I asked was, have we ever come behind a commitment of funds through a grant or in any way and offered a match when a match was not required? There was never a match required for these funds that were committed. It just wasn't. And it wasn't until the end of 2024 in December when there was an effort to move these funds, when there had already been a statement made by former Mayor Washington to not move funds in swaths like that, but instead to pay invoices for oversight. And those funds were never moved prior to me being sworn in and prior to the 2025 budget. That was a budget amendment, and that was before we started requiring budget amendments to be passed through resolution. So once the budget amendment, once the money was not moved at the end of 2024, what needed to happen was for one of the council members to do another resolution. That did not happen. And the whole time, I never tried to do any kind of budget amendment, try to spend the money on anything else. I was always clear, and I'm still clear, that we should complete the project. That doesn't mean we hand over the money before we know exactly what it's being spent for, before we know exactly how all other monies have been spent, and before we know how the $1.2 million committed would be spent and for what. So to hand it over or to commit it and say we will let, big bank take little bank without any details, I think is just the wrong way to go. I just think there's a different way. I support the completion of the project. I think that we can work together with any partner, including Go For Pine Bluff, who wishes to work with the city. But I just think this is the wrong way. And I think and tried to provide all the details that I'm supposed to as the officer who works the day-to-day for this body. And so with that, any further discussion? With no further discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 6, thank you, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those who wish to vote against?
No.
Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Councilmember Mays?
No.
Councilmember Holcomb?
Aye.
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett?
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier?
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson?
Aye.
Councilmember Denton?
No.
Councilmember Fails?
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilmember Holcomb?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Agenda item number 7, a resolution authorizing destruction of records by the Code Enforcement Department.
Whereas the Code Enforcement Department has identified old records which it maintains that are no longer needed as itemized in the attached list. And whereas retention of these records is unnecessary and the Code Enforcement Department should be authorized to destroy the records. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the Code Enforcement Department is authorized to destroy the records itemized in the attached list, which is incorporated by reference. Section 2, the destruction process shall be witnessed by representatives of the City Clerk's Office and the Mayor's Office, who together with the Director of the Department attest to the destruction of the records by affidavit detailing the records destroyed. A copy of the affidavit will be maintained of record in the City Clerk's Office.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 7 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 7's adoption indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 8, a resolution authorizing the city clerk to destroy outdated invoices.
Whereas ACA Section 1459-114 permits a municipality to destroy invoices, payroll records, and bid documents which are at least 4 years old and have been subject to audit. And whereas the city clerk has identified many such records in her office which meet the criteria for destruction and desires to dispose of the documents. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, the city clerk is authorized to destroy the following records as permitted by ACA 1459-114. Number 1, the invoices for the years 2020 and 2021. The destruction of these documents shall be witnessed by a representative of the Mayor's Office and Finance Department and verified by affidavit signed by the clerk and the witnesses, in addition to any other requirement imposed by law.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 8 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for the adoption of item number 8 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number
9.
9, a resolution authorizing the city clerk and chief deputy clerk administrative right access to New World Financial Management System and Title Technology System.
Whereas at present, only 2 individuals possess administrative right access in the New World Financial Management System utilized by city government. And whereas the individuals with access are often unavailable for several business days, creating significant operational delays in the ability to process invoices and print vendor checks in a timely manner. And whereas this situation negatively impacts the city's financial operations and its ability to maintain efficient vendor relationship. And whereas permitting the clerk's access is needed to troubleshoot issues when encountered that impede the operational use of processing invoices and printing vendor checks. And whereas when the New World system is replaced by the Tyler technology system, this authorization should continue to carry over to Tyler. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the city clerk and the chief deputy clerk shall be permitted administrative right access to the New World Financial Management System, its successor Tyler technology system. The finance director will provide all necessary assistance to facilitate this access as quickly as possible.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 9 be adopted. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Councilmember Holcomb?
There was a discussion in the administration committee meeting this afternoon. The discussion, Madam City Clerk, Mr. Joe, on right access, that terminology, right. We had some discussion about that.
Right. So in the wording, right access, what exactly, it seems as though someone's able to go into the system and make changes within the system with right access. And so we were trying to make sure that
That's pretty exactly what it means. It means that whoever is authorized to be allowed to access the system, and as it says, if necessary, to troubleshoot issues that impede the operation use. So it's WRITE, that's correct.
Okay, so I think what Madam Clerk was requesting was the ability to call New World and to, I guess, be able to troubleshoot and not exactly write. I think that's where we were having the difficulty with it. I think that she just wants to be able to call New World and say, hey, we have a problem. We need to solve this issue. There's not necessarily entering data, but there may be a glitch in the system, and she's just trying to be able to call the company and make, I guess, troubleshoots and things.
If I could share too that Madam Clerk and I had a conversation last week, and I thought we agreed that legislation wouldn't be necessary, and this is problematic for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't know that the financial director has quote-unquote right access. No one has right access for Tyler Technology, and the way that that system will work and the add-ons that we will be doing, I think it would be a mistake to do this and use that language. As far as Madam Clerk being able to call New World to ask questions, you know, I told her then, and I still stand on, you know, I don't have any problem making that happen. But honestly, this is also problematic because the finance director would not provide right access. And I don't have right access. So, you know, I think the language of this is not really correct, and I think that something like this is even premature, given that the Tyler Technology system has not even begun to be completed. We will not even go live with that system until June, and that will be just with one portion of that. So I don't know if the sponsor would be willing to pull this down, but I would be happy to do whatever is necessary via email and with a phone call to make sure that Madam Clerk, when she has a problem with New World, can call. And I would also add that this week we're still dealing with issues with New World because of old email technology that we are replacing this week, old hardware technology, and I'm talking almost 20 years old, that we will be replacing in the next year or two for the city. We were using a vendor for years who was using technology literally from 2001. So a lot of, and we had a new phone and Wi-Fi carrier, and there had to be some changes made. So bottom line is we're getting our technology house in order. It takes time because we're dealing with you know, ERP software, productivity software, hardware across the city in all of our departments. Our servers that have been down, we got new servers and we've had to move them. And some of the servers were corrupted as well as were full in terms of memory. So we've been dealing all of those issues at the same time. So if you all will just give us a little bit of time, then I think that we can know what we're dealing with. But in the meantime, we can most definitely make sure that Madam Clerk has the access she needs to be able to make a phone call to New World.
Madam Mayor, may I just...
Council member, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk.
May I just say to the council for clarification and to the public for clarification, it is the responsibility of the city clerk's office to provide the invoices and payments to our vendors. And their expectation is for that not to be delayed. In many cases, for the past 5 years, there have been issues with our current system, and there has been no access granted to the clerk's office to be able to troubleshoot. We only currently have 2 administration members that have the access to troubleshoot any issues that goes on with New World. To prevent that, it is the request of the city council, the city clerk to the city council, which really shouldn't be a matter of legislation before us. It should be, as the mayor have already stated, a collaboration of the executive department, and she's directing her staff to do so. That did not happen in the prior administration. And I'm grateful that this administration is stating that and has stated it public that it will take place under her administration. So at this point in time, I will pull this legislation with the advocate that the city clerk office will have access to contact and to troubleshoot with Tyler Technology to resolve any issues that they encounter. We do not do the analysis with Tyler Technology. They are the programmers. The clerk's office wouldn't have the viewpoint as to where to start to try to affect anything within the system. We only need the ability to communicate with them so that they can troubleshoot the issues that arise and not prevent and delay operations of the clerk's office.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate publicly that we'll make sure that you have the access so that you can contact New World when you're having a problem. I do want to clarify that troubleshooting is what IT does. I don't have any rights or privileges. I don't call and troubleshoot anything, and neither does the finance director. That is done through IT, who has actually been working on this for the better part of the last 5 days straight. But I will provide you that access, and I thank you for your patience.
Yeah, but Mayor, may I just clarify one thing with you?
One more thing.
You're right. You're right. We do not have access to New World. You're right, to troubleshoot. That's why.
Nobody does, but IT though.
No. Your finance director is the one that has the administrative rights to dictate who has the access to allow Tyler Technology, or well, in the case it will be Tyler Technology, but to allow New World to communicate in order to resolve and troubleshoot an issue that we're facing within the department.
Can I say this?
Councilmember Mays.
Gina is back here. She can answer these technology questions.
No, she can't. No, she can't. She doesn't answer technology questions. She's the finance director, and she has the rights because this is software that controls the finances of the city, and it is software that controls the HR functions of the city, but mostly finance. So when we enter things and approve things and override things, that is the access she has. When something goes wrong and there is a need for troubleshooting, that goes to IT. That's just the way it is. Okay, any further discussion? Councilmember Holcomb.
Legislation being pulled by the sponsor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for hearing it.
Agenda item number 10, a resolution authorizing a contract with Wagner General Contractors Incorporated for work concerning the renovation of 316 Main Street in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Soliciting bids from interested vendors to perform work for the renovation of 316 Main Street project downtown Pine Bluff. The firm of Wagner General Contractors Incorporated submitted the lowest, most responsible bid. And whereas it appears the company is qualified and capable of doing the work, and that the contract to do so should be executed with it. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the mayor is authorized to execute a contract with Wagner General Contractors Incorporated to perform work respecting the renovation of 316 Main Street project in downtown Pine Bluff for the consideration of $99,950, consistent with the city's specifications and the company's bid on terms and conditions specific to the work and project, and as otherwise standard in the field for work of such nature.
Move for adoption.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 10 be adopted. Any discussion? Councilmember Brown?
This 316 project, what exactly is it?
It's that building that's downtown. It's the building, and Lori is here if you have any questions. But it's the building downtown, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Lori, is for small businesses to be in there, almost like it's going to be like slots. When you go in, it's going to be business owners to the left and to the right, and then down on the floor. So this is just the first phase of it. And if you need any more.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has any questions.
Okay. So the 99,000, where is that funded from?
Oh, yeah, we don't have that in there. Laura.
I'm sorry.
Planning Development Block Fund. We need to put that in there.
Okay. You're fine. All right.
But we do need to put that in there.
Okay, so we do need to
I'll entertain an amendment.
move to add the funding source as community block grant funds.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the item number 10 be amended to reflect that the funds will come from block grant funds. Community block grant funds. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for the amendment, aforementioned amendment, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And now, any further discussion on the item number 10? With no further discussion on item number 10, all those who wish to vote for item number 10 as amended, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 11, a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to reallocate funds within the legal department.
Whereas consistent with ordinance number 6849, when the municipal budget is adopted by resolution, a budget adjustment must also be approved by resolution. And whereas the 2026 municipal budget was adopted by resolution number 4983 on December 22nd, 2025, and whereas an adjustment and change to the budget is needed for the reasons described and detailed in the attached budget adjustment request, and the funds for said purpose should be reallocated funds within the budget for the legal department as explained in the request. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, the adjustment to the 2026 municipal budget as requested and explained in the attached budget adjustment having been examined is approved. The particulars thereof as detailed in the attachment are incorporated herein as if fully set forth, word for word and number for number. Section 2, that the 2026 municipal budget adopted by resolution number 4983 is amended to incorporate the adjustments and changes set out in the attachment. Section 3, the Finance Department will ensure that the budget is implemented as amended.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 11 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all those who wish to vote for item number 11 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I forgot to turn one no, so we'll go ahead and pass it. Okay.
Agenda item number 12, a resolution amending resolution number 4993, a resolution expressing ongoing support and operation of the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency.
Whereas the Pine Bluff City Council duly adopted resolution number 4993 on February 2nd, 2026, which was vetoed. Veto was overridden by the City Council, and whereas the City Council has determined that the additional parameters should be imposed to ensure transparency, accountability, and oversight. And whereas the City Council finds that it is in the best interest of the City of Pine Bluff to modify resolution number 4993. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1. Resolution number 4993, a resolution expressing ongoing support and operations of the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency, should be amended as set forth herein. Section 2, the Public Works Director shall inspect the construction project and shall forward all invoices related thereto to the Mayor's office for approval, after which payment shall be processed by the Finance Director. Section 3, the Public Works Director shall make regular updates to the City Council. This procedure shall remain in effect until all construction work has been fully completed. Section 4, the City Council hereby authorizes the transfer of $860,000 from the 2025 carryover. It's a tax carryover, is that right? Fund balance to the 2026 fiscal year budget to be specifically designated to the go-kart course project line item for the construction, fund, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, along with the operation of the go-kart course. Section 5, the Pine Bluff Urban Renewal Agency agrees to provide funding support in the amount of $1.2 million in private funds to be specifically designated to the go-kart course project account for the construction, fund, furniture, fixtures, and equipment, along with the operation of the go-kart course. Section 6, such funds shall be dispersed in accordance with the procedures set forth in this resolution and a future MOU between the Urban Renewal Agency, collaborating partners, and the Pine Bluff and the City of Pine Bluff.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 12 be adopted. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Lockett?
Yeah, this amendment should cover all the oversight issues that we were lacking and the specificity related to what the Urban Renewal Agency is obligated to contribute to this project, and give us the oversight from Mr. Matthews, who's quite versed in these types of endeavors. This is what he does for our other public works projects, and this should give us the documentation of what is being spent and how it's being spent, and that we'll know where the money is coming from. And specifically, the money is very much known by the city on a continual basis of how it's being spent. So there's no way that money will be spent without Mr. Matthews taking those invoices and getting them processed.
Any further discussion? I will just say that I find it disturbing that Mr. Matthews works for an entity or for a department under the authority of the mayor, and no one spoke with me about our public works director providing oversight for this project, number one. Number two, because Mr. Matthew works for economic development and under the authority of the mayor, he has absolutely no connection, responsibility to go to the entity that will make the decisions about how these monies are spent. When Urban Renewal Agency's board makes a decision, he does not answer to them, they don't answer to him. So while I have total and complete faith in Mr. Matthews' expertise and his ability to come back and share with us or share with the contractors on site, for what he might see. That doesn't mean he sees everything, but he has absolutely no connection to the decisions that are made with regard to the funds. He will have no authority, no responsibility to go before that board and ask that they make any changes, any change orders, to halt any change orders. And it really puts him in, and me, in an unfair and tough position, because if he does see something that is not right, inappropriate, unsafe, even illegal, now he has to go back and make a decision about what to say and how to say it, versus the paid executive director and the board members that are appointed to spend those dollars. So I don't think that it will provide adequate oversight, and I don't think that this was done in the right way. But I don't have a vote on this unless there's a split, and I didn't sponsor this legislation, but I felt compelled to make those points. Thank you. Councilmember Mays.
I understand what you're saying. You got Urban Renewal, which is Simmons Bank.
That is not Simmons Bank. I just have to correct you. I'm sorry, council member.
I'm speaking. Okay, I got you.
Okay, let's just be factual, though.
What I'm saying is,
okay,
we shouldn't have to go through them, Urban Renewal bunch, to make decisions for the city. And I always have disagreed with them. I didn't support them in the beginning. I don't think we should have to go through the banker to do something. I think that's kind of like slavery. You know, I'm done.
Okay. Again, inappropriate, not true, but we all have voice and agency up here. I've read about slavery. I haven't experienced it myself, but I know my ancestors did, and urban renewal and banking and these functions are not like slavery. However, this is a decision that will be made by this body based on the information presented, and I just ask if there's any further discussion.
I'm not going to apologize.
Councilmember, I didn't ask you to apologize. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and call the vote. All those who wish to vote for item number 12 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, I think I just heard one no, so I'll call it that the motion passes.
Agenda item number 14, a resolution authorizing the street department to purchase an insulated aerial utility truck for street lighting, signal work, right-of-way operations, and related work.
Whereas the street department is in great need of a new insulated aerial utility truck capable of performing tasks essential for street lighting, signal work, and right-of-way operations and related work. And whereas the department has identified a vendor for purchase of a VersaLift aerial platform which meets the department's specifications and needs. And whereas this vehicle will replace the current aerial truck, which is over 20 years old, outdated, and in need of significant engine work, resulting in increased downtime and reliability concerns. And whereas the new truck will improve employee safety through ANSI compliant installation and fall protection systems and reduce reliance on rentals or outside contractors. And whereas the vehicle's 4x4 chassis allows access in unimproved right-of-ways and emergency conditions. And whereas the truck may be obtained without competitive bidding through the Sourcewell Cooperative for the total price of $225,364, which is a fair and reasonable price, and the purchase should be authorized without further delay. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, That the mayor and street department manager are authorized to contract for the purchase of the VersaLift VST 5555 HDI as particularly described in the attached VersaLift Sourcewell contract and quotation for the total price of $225,364. Section 2, there is appropriated from the 2025 carryover funds for the street department the sum of $225,364 to finance the purchase.
Move for adoption. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 14 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for item number 14 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, now it is time to read the announcements, and they are as follows. The Donald W. Reynolds Community Center is having a volunteer open house on February 21st, 2026 at 2 to 5 p.m. Raffles, refreshments, and more. Item number 2, a new clinic is proud to serve the Pine Bluff community. Our Care, located at 4747 Dusty Lake Drive, Suite G1 in Watson Chapel, is having an open house Wednesday, February 18th, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Item number 3, 2026 Pine Bluff Polar Plunge for Special Olympics Arkansas every year. Thousands of people jump into freezing cold water to support Special Olympics Arkansas. By plunging with us, they help bring opportunity and inclusion to over 19,500 Special Olympics athletes and young athletes across the state. February 28, 2026, Saturday at 10 a.m., contact Brianna, that's BRIANNA at specialolympicsarkansas.org, Pine Bluff Aquatic Center. And item number 4, the waste management contract transition, cart retrieval update. The city's 30-plus year contract with Waste Management ended October 31st, 2025. The contract previously served approximately 13,500 households in Pine Bluff. Waste Management made an effort to retrieve carts. However, approximately 1,000 company-owned carts remain with residents. Prior to Thanksgiving, the mayor's office began coordinating with Waste Management to complete pickup. We recently learned this was a similar issue in Springdale, where households were similarly impacted after the Waste Management contract expired. The city is asking residents who still have Waste Management cards to contact the mayor's office so we can continue to compile a list for collection in March. Residents should provide their address and contact information so we can coordinate pickup. For questions, residents may call 870-730-2000, extension number 7. Our priority is protecting the city's interests and ensuring an orderly transition for residents. Thank you so much. And with that, we will adjourn and then hear no one signed up for public comment on non-agenda items. So we are adjourned.